Hello everyone and welcome back to our Pure Logic playthrough of the Artisan of Glimmith. We have 356 puzzles solved so far. We are in the Palisades area. We're working through them. I'm loving the Palisades puzzles. I think they're right up there with the rose windows as my favorite rule set. Absolutely loving these puzzles. I'm so glad you guys are along the way. I appreciate all the comments, all the people that have been joining me on this adventure through this game. I'm loving this game. Thank you so much for the puzzle creators, the designers, everybody involved with this. I'm getting so much pleasure and enjoyment. I hope you are too. If you haven't purchased the game yet, I'd highly recommend you consider doing it. But I have a feeling that most of you guys have already purchased this, but never hurts to say, you know what, maybe if you're enjoying it, maybe go try it for yourself. We have a Precision 5. We have Palisades. Now, we have lots of corners everywhere. So what do we know about the corners? This has to grow like that because we have both sides. This one has to grow. There we go. W pentomino time. This is already a corner, so it grows like this. This is a corner. It already connects to this side, so that is a wall, and it grows this direction. This has walls on both sides, so that is the corner there. This must come out. This is going to be interesting. If it goes here, it's going to zigzag up and around and create a P. If it goes up, it has to go out, and then I think it's I mean, it could W. It could W. However, here's the problem. Let's back up. This is not where to look. This is where to look. This has to grow. As soon as it connects here, that's a wall. This has to grow. Now, this is a corner, so this goes like this, but this is a corner. That is already a wall. These are not the same shape. That grows like this. This is already open, so it's a wall. The one thing that I'm seeing on the pattern is when you have corners, if one side's a wall, the other side's connected. If one side's connected, the other side's a wall. So like, for example, this has to grow, it comes up. These are connected, so that is a wall. We now have our corner, this grows. We now have a corner here. This comes together. These are not the same shape because of the wall already here. This is connected, so that is a wall. So this comes out. These are both connected, so these are both walls. This has to grow. P pentomino time. This must grow. This must grow. This has a connection, so that is a wall. This has to grow all the way out to here. S pentomino time. This comes out. This has to take this. This is connected here, so that goes there. If this came down, it would have to go again because there's a wall here, so these are connected. This is already length 4. That would make it length 6, so this goes up. It is P pentomino. This comes down. This is already connected, so we have W. This comes down, over, down. Uh-oh. Let's grow from here, folks. I thought this was already completed. I wasn't paying. I thought there was a line here. Do not do the bad logic. Do not do the bad logic. This must grow. It is a corner. It goes here. It stops. This is a corner. It has to grow. This has to grow. So this is a wall. So this is a wall. So we get a Z pentomino. This is a wall here. So these both connect. That doesn't. This grows. That's done. These connect. And these connect. U pentomino time. This comes out. That's a wall. This grows. That's a wall. This grows. If it went this direction, because there's a wall here, it can't. So, and if I grow to the right, I'm going to block that off. So this goes this direction, which means this comes up along L. This is connected this way and that way. This has walls on both sides, so this is open on both sides, so this comes down, and we'll end with an F. Love it. Absolutely love it. That's a 6 down there. Do we jump into the 6s? Let's hold off on that. Let's hold. We got 2. Oh, there's going to be so many good puzzles. Oh, I'm so excited. We got a 7 over here somewhere, too. I forget where it was, but I saw a 7 around here. There it is. Oh, I'm so excited. Want to get there, but we're gonna build up to it, folks. We gotta create the excitement. We gotta build up. All right, we got a shape bank here. It's either a 1, a 2x2, or a 3x3. So once we have a corner, we have to go at least 2x2. Now, here's the question: can we connect these two together? No, because this would have to be we can't make a 2x2 or a 3x3 anymore. So this is a 2x2. That's done. This does connect out this direction, which means it is not a 1. It's either a 2x2 or a 3x3. If it's a 3x3, it's going to have to go from here and come down this direction. Don't see a reason why not. If it's a 2x2, it could also go right here. It could do a 2x2 up in the corner. Let's look at this up here. That's force. It's at least a 2x2. Could it be a 3x3? It cannot because of this one. Once these connect, I can't get a 3x3 in. So that comes in here. All right. Here's the thing about the ones is, I mean, I could just go around the puzzle and start doing stuff like that. So, I mean, just because this is a 2x2 doesn't mean I can't, get out of it. This is a corner, so we're at least here. Could it be a 3x3? And the answer is it could. But it's at least a 2x2. I don't know more. This same thing, it has to be a 2x2. Could it be a 3x3? It could. That doesn't break the wall, but it's at least a 2x2. This has to be at least a 2x2. Could it be a 3x3? Actually, it could. That's a corner. That'd be a wall, but it's at least a 2x2. Where does this wall go? If it went down here, no, that is not viable, because that would say that this is all together. That makes no sense. So these are connected. They could be connected to this. They could be their own region, but these are connected. I'm not going to draw that because I think that makes me think it's a different shape, and it's not necessarily a different shape. Could this go up? I think that's a good question. If I put a wall there, this is at least a 2x2. However, what does it do to this one? All right, here's a better way to look at it. I have a wall here. These have to be part of a shape. Same thing. These have to be part of a shape. So can this be a part of that shape? The answer is no. This is not part of that shape. So the wall cannot go like these. These are already connected, and I cannot connect upwards. So that goes here. As soon as that happens, this has to be at least a 2x2, which means it is the 3x3. Now this is at least a 2x2, but it could be a 2x2 here or a 2x2 here. I don't know. Actually, can this be a 2x2 like this? That would make this a wall, and that would make this do this. Everywhere we have, I think this is another thing. Everywhere we have a wall, it's going to be part of a 3x3. This wall cannot make a 3x3 that direction. So the wall, these are connected. And this has to be part of a 3x3. So where is the 3x3 going to be? It's going to be there. This is a 2x2 that direction. These are all ones. That's a 2x2. This has to be part of a 3x3, and it is. And we just complete it. I think that's what we needed. That was the piece of logic we needed, is that when we had a wall, that forced the 3x3. All right. Let me take a Let me take a glance around. Are there any puzzles hiding out here in the woods? I'm looking. A lot of times you just have to get the perspective just right. Where are we at? I mean, we have so many puzzles left to get to gold. That's a difficulty 5. That's a 7. I am putting the hard ones to the end intentionally. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's a 6. Maybe it's fun hard puzzle time. What's back here? 4. Let's do the 4. All right, shaping corners, 3s, and T's. Interesting. So this is going to be a wall. Everywhere I have a wall, I immediately have a T shape. Everywhere I have a hallway, I immediately have a 3. And everywhere we have a corner, we get a corner. Now this comes out, it's going to go up or down. And since I have to have one of these shapes, this one can't connect here. That's a wall. So this grows that way. That comes out. This has to come up. I don't know which way it's going to T. That's a shape. This has to come out. That's a wall. That's a hallway. So what does this connect to? Connects to that one. Still don't know if it goes here or here. These shapes both connect here. Now I've got a lot of pressure up here. I've got 5 cells in this corner. I can add 1 to this. I can add 1 to this at the most. So we can start with this. These go together. This is either going to be a T, a corner, a T, or that. There's 3 possibilities there. I don't know which one it is. These go together. These and these go together. One of these has to go here. One of these has to go there. This has to come with this one. So which way does this stick out? I don't know. This corner, okay, we got the same thing going on down here. This could take 1 more. This could take 1 more. Or they both could take 1 more. All right, this comes together like this. This comes out. This is a hallway. This has to connect there. That's done. This is in no man's land. That's done. This connects. That's done. Whoops. This is a palisade. This connects. It may not be done though. It could. Oh no, this has to come up. That's done. This comes out. This comes over. I don't know about here. This has to take this one, which means this has to take this one. This will have to take that one. This will take this one. I don't know which way it grows though. These come together. We're close. We are close. All right, where does this one grow? It's not a 1x3. It's not a 3. So it's at least a corner. This is not part of, this is a separate shape. So this is its own shape. This has to grow. This has to take both of these. This has to grow. Yeah. All right, it's either a corner, an L, a long L, or a V. So this could come out. Could it come over? No, because that becomes a wall. This becomes a wall. This has to be that. And now we have an S or some S variant. So this keeps growing. It could go here. That's viable. By the way, these are connected, so that grows to at least there. This could grow here, and then this would come down. And this would have to be here. This could grow higher, and then this is a shape. Or it could be a V. I'm not seeing anything. I just know it goes to at least there. This has to come out. It could go here. It does not. If it did, it wouldn't connect to that. If it came here, it does not go up. It would come here, which puts it in this, and now it's here, which now would force this to be some, yeah, that doesn't work. So this does come up. That's that shape. This now comes up like this, and it cannot connect to either of these shapes. So now it is either a corner, an L, or a super long L. And it's not a super long L because this shape couldn't grow. By the way, this shape does need to grow one more. And now it is super long L, and that is that, and that is that. This has to come out to at least here. It could be a V, it could be an L, it could be a long L. This has both sides. It takes that. It could be a corner, but I guess we can think about this. We know this shape, whatever's here is not part of this shape. If we had a wall here, this would have to grow. It couldn't break this off. This now is broken. Yeah, so this has to come down. Could it come here? Well, that creates no man land here. This can't be part of any of the shapes. So this comes down here. This can't take that, so that is this shape. This could stop here. What we do know is it doesn't go here, so this is part of a shape. This will go to there. These are not the same shape. So this is at least there. This can't grow anymore. That creates a problem there. So this comes up at least there. That's the end of this shape. This comes here. This could take one more. And I think it's going to have to, because this is in no man's land. This shape no longer can do this. This is off limits. So this is either part of this one. No, it can't. That's the V could go here. So it is part of that one. That's the end of that shape. This is part of that shape. And there we go. Complete. All right. I think we are into the fives here. Where's our window? What's it looking like? We need 4 more to complete the window. Let's do it. All right. Hallway. Everything's going to be a corner, an L, a long L, or a V, just like the last one. This is a hallway. Okay, it doesn't have to be. I don't want to. I just wanted to mark this wall. Could this be a corner? Could these be connected? No, because this would have to be a wall, and then it would have to grow here. So this is that. This is a wall that direction. And this is separate that way. This is a dead end. It's going to go out that way or that way. I don't know. This is a hallway that either comes up and down or it goes really long. I don't know which one it does. This is a dead end. It could connect to that one. It could come down. What about this? How does this become a region? It could grow here. That's a dead end, not a valid shape. It could grow here. That's a dead end. This is a valid shape, and I can't grow it anymore. And I don't have another option. This is, I think that's pretty much forced. I can't grow. I mean, once these take these, they're dead ends. So we'll accept that logic. We'll accept that. All right, here's a question. Can this grow down? Well, then it has to grow out. But this now has to grow, and it's an S. So the answer is no, this does not grow down. As soon as that's the case, this comes out. That is a wall. It could go up, but it can't go up 2 because that has to turn one way or the other. It could go down, and that's in. Whatever it is a corner edge, and it dead ends. What about this one? Can it grow like this? If it does not connect to this one. So this would grow like that. This is a dead end. It would have to grow. It would hit here. That's a wall. That's a wall. This would come down. That would come down. I think the problem's here. Maybe not. This could go like that. No, can't. Actually, that is kind of a problem. That's a little too far down the. That's going a little too far down the rabbit hole for me to feel comfortable with that logic. But it did make me think that maybe there is some pressure on this one. Can this come down? If it did, we could do that or that. This is not valid. This is 100% not valid, because this would have to come out, and then that's not a valid shape. So if it comes down, it would have to do this. This now has to come out. We could do something like that, and that would come up. So, I mean, that's valid. What about if this comes out? What does that do? That puts a lot of pressure here now. This would have to come out. Can't be part of that region. It would come down. This would come down. This could connect here except for an orphan, so it doesn't. So this is a separate region. These both are complete. This couldn't come anymore. This would have to come down, and this is broken now. So that doesn't seem to work, to have this come out that direction. This feels a little bit too I don't like the logic doesn't feel very clean. That's what I'm trying to say. What about this guy? If it's a down like that, that forces this one up. I'm just looking where there's pressure. Where is there pressure? This could come down. It can't go to the right. Oh, that's interesting. Whatever this does, it's never going to be a part of this region. And let me explain why that is. If this comes over and down, where does this turn to? It has to turn back. Well, it can't. That's a wall there. If it comes down here and comes in here, I can't go. I have to turn. I would have to go up, and I can't because there's a wall there. So these are separate regions. All three of these are separate regions. In fact, this can't connect to that region. That's a different region. Now, these two could connect, but these three cannot. So, what does that mean? If they can't connect, this is either a shape like this. That's valid. This is invalid. I can't take both of these. So I must take one of these. If I take this one, I can still take that one. Not really. Not really. This cell becomes no man land. Let me just ask this question. Can these two be connected? It doesn't go up. This could go, I mean, if I take this one, I have to take this one. As soon as I take this one, what do I do with this guy? It would have to connect here. But what do I do with this cell? It has to come out. This is dead. So that's there, but then this would have to come. Ooh, it does work. It does work just barely, but it is hard forced. If this comes over, all of this has to happen just like that. And maybe that is the solution. But that's, wow. All right, if this comes up, this has to come over. how does this change everything? Well, interestingly enough, this still has to go down no matter what in both variations. Whoops. 8. How does this grow in here? This has to come down. Could it do something like this? The answer is no. Because now I have to get 2 of these shapes in here, and I can't really. I can. I could do that. Barely can get that in there, but that does work. Now, the reality is I don't, well, the other one, okay, so the first option I looked at is if I take this one. Second option I looked at is if I take this one. The third option is, what if I take this one? Well, that ends up either being the same as doing this or this. This is the same thing. And if I do this one, it's either the same as that or that. So really, there's only 3 options. This, or this, because we've already proved this is not an option. So let's look at that one. That also forces, so maybe the question we should have been asking, can this come up? I think that's the easy answer question. Can this come up? And if it did, this has to be connected here. It can't connect to that one, so it has to come down. This is now having to come out. I can take this one, or I can take this one, but I can't take both. That's the problem. If I take this one, this is a dead end. If I take this one, that's a dead end. So all that logic to say is this does not come up, this comes down. That is a shape. Now, did I really make a lot of progress? Or I don't know, but I'm gonna own that as we got progress. We'll take the wins when we can get them. All right, let me ask another question now. Can this actually be like this? It'd force this down. And there's the solution. Can this really be like this? Ooh, that's an easy question. Well, how does this grow? That fails. So yeah, this has to come down. So this does come down, at least to here. This could be like this. And this could grow like, no. This, oh, wait, hold on. This does grow. These are not connected. This grows like this. It could take this one. It does not take that one, because that creates like an S shape. This could come down one more. That's going to be an issue if it does. I think. Maybe not. Maybe not. We could grow this like that, and that could come down. If this didn't come here, is this the problem one? This might be the problem one. If I drew the line here, this comes out. If it comes up, then this is no man's land. And if it come like this is no man's land. Yeah, so this line does not go here. This does come down. That is the shape. So what is this a part of? If it's a part of this one, then this is, one of these is no man's land. One of these is orphaned. So this does not go, this is there. And as soon as I do that, this comes up, connects. Yeah, we'll accept all that as good logic. This is a corner. It cannot come down. This has to come out. All right. If I take this, I could grow that. If I don't take this, I could do this. This is orphaned. If I grow like this, that is orphaned. This cannot, though. I think the whole point is this cannot take either one of these without orphaning that guy. And I could do this, but then I have to create a U. Oh, no. Can't make a, this is a dead end, not a corner. So this does come up like that. And we are forced. Hey, we made it through that one. And we ended at a good time, folks. We're going to stop here. Look how much we've accomplished. We need 3 more and we will goldify this window again. One of my favorite sections so far, and we're getting more difficult puzzles. It is taking us a little longer because we're playing 5, 6s and an upcoming 7. We're so excited about that. Whatever you do, folks, I do hope to see you next time. Thank you so much for the support. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you're enjoying about this, what you like to see differently. I'm sorry I can't always incorporate your comments back in because I am recording so far ahead of what we're watching. But thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.